Level 1, the perimeter. The retinal scanner chirps a low, mocking green. It's 3 a.m. in a desert that officially doesn't exist, and you are standing at post 9, staring into a darkness so absolute it feels like a solid wall. You've been standing here for 6 hours. Your boots cost more than your father made in a year, and the HK-416 slung across your chest is a masterpiece of German engineering. But you are nothing more than a high-priced scarecrow. You are a Tier 1 contractor for Apex Strategic. Your salary is $185,000 a year, tax-free, wired into a Cayman account you can't touch for 36 months. To the world, you're on a private security sabbatical. To the men in the black SUVs that occasionally roll past your post, you are a piece of the furniture. The first rule of Level 1 is simple. You do not exist. You don't have a phone. You don't have a last name. You have a call sign, Viper 41, and a set of standing orders that would get you life in prison in any civilized country. If a drone that doesn't belong to the principal enters this airspace, you shoot it down. If a vehicle approaches the gate without a transponder, you disable it. You don't ask who is inside. You don't check for ID. You follow the protocol. The boredom is the hardest part. It's a psychological sieve designed to weed out the impatient. You watch the heat shimmer off the asphalt and wonder what's inside the citadel. You've heard the rumors. They say the principal owns the debt of 3 G7 nations. They say he's cracked the code for life extension. They say he hasn't stepped foot on unsecured soil in a decade.
But you don't see him. You don't even see his inner circle. You only see the dust, the desert, and the occasional glimpse of a Level 4 lead who looks at you with the same detached interest he'd give a stray dog. You are the first line of defense, the cannon fodder, the perimeter. You are the most elite soldier in the world, and here, you are the lowest form of life. You realize that in this ecosystem, money isn't just currency, and down here at the bottom, the oxygen is very, very thin. Level 2, the inner ring. 6 months later, you're moved. You aren't in the desert anymore. You're in a glass and steel skyscraper in Singapore that the principal bought just to house his server farm. You've been promoted to the Close Protection Team, CPT. Your salary jumps to $350,000. You trade your multicam for a bespoke charcoal suit lined with Level 3A Kevlar. You carry a subcompact Sig Sauer P365 in an appendix holster and a bone conduction earpiece that never stops humming with the traffic, the constant stream of data regarding the principal's movements. Now you see him. He's smaller than he looks on the encrypted feeds, thinner. He walks with a slight limp and never looks at the floor. When he enters a room, the air pressure seems to change. It isn't charisma, it's the crushing weight of his net worth. You stand 4 feet behind him at all times. You see the way he eats, distracted as if the act of chewing is a waste of his processing power. You see the way he treats world leaders on the secure video calls. He doesn't argue, he dictates. You learn the second rule of the system. The principal is not a person. He is the asset. Your job is no longer about shooting drones. It's about being a human shield. You are trained to spot the tell in a waiter's hand, the micro-expression of a disgruntled board member, the glint of a lens in a window 3 blocks away. You start to view every human being as a trajectory, a threat vector, or a variable. The psychological shift begins here. You stop seeing the city of Singapore. You see exit routes, choke points, and kill zones. You watch a mother and child cross the street, and your first thought is whether the stroller could conceal an IED. You are becoming a machine of pure suspicion. You don't sleep more than 4 hours at a time. Your identity is eroding, replaced by a singular, obsessive focus on the heartbeat of a man who doesn't know your name. Level 3, the fixer. The promotion comes after the Geneva incident. A high-ranking diplomat tried to blackmail the principal with a hard drive containing data on a lithium mine in the Congo. You weren't the one who pulled the trigger. You were the one who made the diplomat disappear before he could even reach his car. Now, you are a fixer. Your salary is $750,000, but the money is starting to feel abstract. You have no time to spend it. You live in company housing, which is a 5-star hotel suite you're never in. As a fixer, you operate in the gray space. You aren't protecting the principal from billets anymore. You're protecting his reputation and his interests. You travel on a diplomatic passport issued by a country you've never visited. You carry a suitcase containing $2 million in untraceable bearer bonds and a silenced Glock 19. Your work is messy. You're in a penthouse in London, standing over a tech mogul who thought he could short the principal's stock. You don't hit him. You don't have to. You just show him the photos of his daughter at her ballet recital, taken by a drone from 40 yards. You watch the man's soul leave his body. You feel a cold, clinical satisfaction. You aren't a soldier anymore. You're an instrument of leverage. You realize that at this level, the law is a suggestion for the poor. You see the police chiefs who take the principal's donations, the judges who attend his private galas, and the journalists who receive consulting fees to spike stories. You begin to lose your sense of morality. It's not that you've become evil, it's that you've become a pragmatist. You justify the things you do because the principal's stability is the world's stability. If he falls, markets crash. If he falls, wars start. You aren't just a fixer. You're a structural engineer for the global status quo.
Level 4, Tactical Lead. You are now the man in the black SUV. You are a section chief, overseeing a team of 20 level 1s and 2s. Your salary is $1.5 million, plus performance bonuses that could buy a small island. You don't carry a gun anymore. You carry a tablet that gives you real-time access to the principal's private satellite constellation. The weight of responsibility is suffocating. If a level 1 at a perimeter post falls asleep, it's your head. If a level 2 misses a threat in the inner ring, you're the one who explains it to the board. You spend your days in the War Room, a subterranean bunker beneath the principal's estate in New Zealand. You are managing logistics for 3 different continents simultaneously. You are shipping armored convoys through war zones, bribing customs officials in Dubai, and coordinating with the principal's private air force. You learn the 4th rule. Loyalty is a commodity, and it has a shelf life. You start to view your subordinates as data points. You run background checks on their families every 30 days. You plant moles in your own teams to test their integrity. You've become the thing you used to fear, the detached, cold authority figure who treats humans like replaceable parts. Your personal life is non-existent. You haven't spoken to your family in 2 years. You don't have friends. You have associates who are all waiting for you to fail so they can take your seat. The paranoia is no longer about external threats. It's about internal rot. You realize that the only thing more dangerous than the enemies of a trillionaire are the people who work for him. Level 5, Director of Global Operations. You are no longer a security guard. You are a warlord in a silk suit. As the Director of Global Operations, you command a private army of 5,000 men. Your budget is larger than the defense spending of most Eastern European nations. You don't report to the principal anymore. You report to a shadow board of directors who manage his sovereign interests. Your job is to ensure that the environments the principal operates in remain compliant. This means you are no longer reactive. You are proactive. When a populist movement in a South American country threatens the principal's copper mines, you don't send a security team. You send advisors. You fund the opposition. You orchestrate a civilian-led transition of power. You watch the coup unfold on a 100-inch 8K screen while sipping a 20-year-old scotch. You clear $5 million a year, but you realize you are a prisoner. You know too much to ever leave. You've seen the lists of names. You know which world leaders are on the payroll. You know the locations of the black sites where the principal's enemies are held without trial. The psychological erosion is complete. You no longer see good or bad. You only see order and chaos. Your job is to maintain order at any cost. You've authorized strikes that have killed people you've never met for reasons that are entirely financial. You tell yourself it's just business. You tell yourself the world is a cruel place and you're just the one holding the leash. But late at night,
in the silence of your soundproofed office, you realize you don't remember what your own voice sounds like when it isn't giving an order. Level 6, the Shadow Intelligence Chief. You move out of operations and into the deep architecture. You are the director of intelligence. You don't move men, you move information. Your salary is irrelevant now. You have access to the principal's discretionary fund, an ocean of money with no bottom. Your office is a nomadic existence between the principal's superyacht and a series of ghost houses in Zurich, Tokyo, and DC. You own the metadata of half the planet. You have backdoors into every major social media platform, every encrypted messaging app, and every government database.
You don't protect the principal from bullets or coups anymore. You protect him from ideas. You use AI-driven bot farms to shift public opinion. You ruin the lives of whistleblowers before they can even type their first email. You know every senator eats for breakfast and which ones have secrets they'd kill to keep buried. The power is intoxicating, but it comes with a terrifying realization. The principal isn't just a man anymore. He's a godlike entity maintained by a machine of which you are the primary operator. You see the corruption of the entire global system. It isn't a conspiracy, it's a marketplace. Everything is for sale. Justice, truth, sovereignty. You've lost all respect for humanity. You see people as a mass to be managed, a herd to be directed. You are the architect of a reality that the rest of the world just lives in. You are the most powerful person no one has ever heard of, and the isolation is starting to drive you mad. Level 7, the custodian. You are now the principal's chief of staff. You are the only person who sees him every day. You are the filter through which the entire world must pass to reach him. Your salary is a meaningless number on a screen. You have everything and you have nothing. The principal is 84 years old now. He lives in a hyper-sterile, pressurized suite at the top of the Citadel. He is surrounded by the best medical technology money can buy, but he is frail. He is paranoid. He trusts no one, not even you, though you are the only one who knows how he likes his tea. He asks you to do things that haunt you. He wants the memories of his rivals erased from the digital record. He wants to buy the naming rights to a star system he can't see. He spends hours staring at a live feed of the Earth, pointing out areas he owns. You realize the ultimate truth of the system. The Trillionaire is the most trapped person on the planet. He cannot leave, he cannot trust, he cannot love. He is a ghost haunting a palace of his own making. And you are his primary caretaker. You are the one who ensures the machines keep pumping his blood and the satellites keep beaming his orders. You are the gatekeeper of a dying god. You spend your days managing the succession plan, a complex web of trusts and shell companies designed to ensure the machine keeps running long after the man is gone. You realize that the machine doesn't need the principal anymore. It has its own momentum. It has its own hunger. You are just the one feeding it. The psychological weight is a physical pressure in your chest. You've spent 20 years climbing this hierarchy, and all you found at the top was a lonely old man in a cold room. You've sacrificed your soul, your identity, and your humanity to protect a pile of gold that has no purpose other than to grow. Level 8, the architect. The principal is gone. There was no funeral, there was no news report. One day, the heart monitor flatlined, and you simply didn't tell anyone. For the last 3 years, you have been the principal. You use deepfake technology for the video calls. You use AI to mimic his writing style for the directives. You move the trillions. You command the armies. You manage the sovereign interests. The world thinks he is still there, a reclusive genius pulling the strings from his mountain fortress. In reality, it's just you. You sit in the pressurized suite, staring at the same screens he did. You are the world's only trillionaire, but you own nothing. The system owns you. You are the ghost in the machine. You have achieved total power, total secrecy, and total isolation. You are the architect of the global order, and no one knows you exist. There is no one to talk to. There is no one to trust. There is only the traffic, the constant hum of data, the threats, the logistics, the never-ending maintenance of a world that would tear itself apart if it knew the pilot's seat was empty. You realize that level 8 isn't a rank, it's a sentence. You are the prisoner of the most successful system ever built. You have won the game, and the prize is a lifetime of silence.
You stand at the window of the citadel, looking down at the desert. It's 3 a.m. In the distance, you see the faint glow of a perimeter post. You zoom in with the high-resolution cameras. You see a young man standing there. He's Tier 1. He's wearing expensive boots and carrying a German rifle. He's staring into the darkness, wondering what it's like inside the citadel. He's thinking about the money. He's thinking about the power. He's thinking about the rise. He doesn't know that he's already dead. He doesn't know that the system has already swallowed him. He thinks he's at the beginning of a journey. He's not. He's just the next part of the machine. Somewhere, a level 1 is just starting his first shift. He thinks he understands the game. He doesn't, but he will.